Why are we always talking like
Why
this?
you always talking? Why you always running your mouth?
I'm not running my mouth.
I let these guys build themselves up. That's why they call me Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth.
I'm a man of my word and I do what I do. And he knows what I'm about to tell him right now is Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth. That's what I do. Me. They ran this boy hot this morning and I tell him keep running their fucking mouth. Yeah, you hear it, Jay. You know how I feel right now. Nigga.
And say, oh yeah. So now I'm questioning the fact that what is it? Is it that they don't like the Charlos? You like the Charlos?
I like you guys. You guys are funny.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, funny.
Yeah.
And if you motherfuckers don't understand who the fuck I am, I'm Big Mel, nigga. Ain't no Big Charlo, none of that. It's Big Mel, Big Mom, Big whatever. And then if they won't, then when they bring their other gang, I bring the other gang, nigga. What y'all talking about, nigga? This how I move. Shit. I sit, stay strapped. What you talking about? In a sauna, man.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is a bit of a special video because it's not really a news video. This is more of like I'm showing a fighter love, and I'm explaining why I've got to this point why I see things the way I see them. Now, I don't know if y'all. I don't know how clear that picture is to you guys, but that's a picture of Jermell Charlo. He's got his Ring Magazine belts. He's got his IBF belt that he won from Jason Rosario. He's got his WBC belt. You know, that's Jermell Charlo. You know, aka Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth, Jermell Charlo. Now look, for those of you who have followed this channel for any amount of time, you guys will know that there was a long period of time, well, I didn't really believe in Jermell Charlo. I didn't really think that he was all that. You know, I always liked Jermall a lot more than I liked Jermell, to be honest with you. But as time has went on, not only has Jermell surpassed Jermell Charlo in terms of which Charlo that I like more, but Jermell has become one of my favorite fighters. One of my favorite fighters in boxing. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? I'm going to tell you why. You know, so Jermell Charlo, you know, I remember on this channel, if you go back in the archives on this channel, you can go back as far as the John Jackson fight, and I was talking about Jermell Charlo. And when the John Jackson fight happened, that was around the time where Jermell Charlo had just hooked up with Derek James as his trainer, where he was in a transition, you know. And in that John Jackson fight, Jermell Charlo went from he made the transition from becoming more of from being a technical boxer to more of a seek and destroy slugger, a guy that's going to come to hurt you and put your lights out. And in that fight, because he was fighting a new style, he hasn't really fought frequently. You know, he struggled. You know, he struggled against John Jackson. John Jackson, who's not known for being a technical fighter, was outboxing him for the majority of that fight. But Charlo found a way to get the knockout in the 8th round. You know, and then it continued from there. You know, he knocks out Charles Hadley in brutal fashion. Knocks out Erickson Lubin, one of Florida's very own Erickson Lubin, in a round. Exposes him. You know, had the Austin Trial fight, which ended in a majority decision. And then came the Tony Harrison loss. And, like, it was around this time where I really thought, okay, you know what? Charlo, all my thoughts about Charlo are going to be validated because he lost Tony Harrison. Look how he's acting. He's acting like an emotional girl, and Tony Harrison surely will beat him in the rematch. You know, I thought Tony Harrison, if he fought at his absolute best for 12 rounds, he would have beat him. And he fought at his absolute best for 11 rounds, but it cost him. And the fact that it cost him, and the fact that Jermell Charlo showed himself to be so dangerous for 12 rounds, it showed me something about him. You know, and then most recently with Jason Rosario, he absolutely murdered Jason Rosario. And Jason Rosario is a friend of the channel. I like Jason Rosario. I was cheering for him, but he destroyed Jason Rosario. So I say that to say, this is a guy that's not only talk the talk, but he's walking the walk. You know, he's Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth. As far as I'm concerned, I know he's not the biggest star in terms of ticket sales. So I don't mean, when I make this statement, I don't mean this in terms of ticket sales popularity. But when you talk about the faces of boxing, the face of boxing, or one of the faces of boxing, I think about this guy. Because to me, he represents what a fighter should be. You know, a guy that goes in the gym, trains his ass off, a guy that talks the talk and walks the walk to the best of his abilities, a guy that when he takes a tough loss like he did it to Tony Harrison, he goes to the gym and he improves, and he conditions himself for a rematch and wins it in emphatic fashion, leaving no doubts. You know, I've really I like this guy a lot. I mean, I have the utmost respect for him. And the more I go back into his career and I dig into like the fighter he used to be, and I think about the fighter he is now, it's like, it's ridiculous. Like, if you guys go back, right, and for those of you watching this video who will never watch this particular fight, it's on YouTube. It should still be on YouTube. Go back and watch Jermell Charlo's fight against Demetrius Hopkins back in 2013. And go look at the style of boxing he was fighting back then. It's not the Jermell Charlo we know now. It's not the Jermell Charlo that knocked out Jason Rosario with a jab. It's not the Jermell Charlo that ironed out Charles Hatley. It's not the Jermell Charlo that beat up and exposed Erickson Lubin. No. This Jermell Charlo back in the Hopkins fight, he was boxing behind the jab. He was looking for his shots, being real, just selective with his punches, and not really throwing as many punches to hurt you. So to see him go from that, you know, a guy that's a promising young prospect to go, you know, a good technical fighter, has a little bit of pop, to now being the most destructive force at 154, knocking out guys like Tony Harrison, Jason Rosario, Erickson Lubin, and really he's only one fight away from truthfully solidifying himself as the man at 154 for undisputed. You know, there's nothing I can say bad about Jermell Charlo. You know, I was one of his most staunch critics for a long, long time. And for those of you who say I hate Canelo and think that I'm always going to hate Canelo, it's not true. If Canelo fights certain people and puts in the performances, I'll give him the credit. But the way this guy has went about his business, the way this guy has carried himself, in terms of, look, I know a lot of people don't like Jermell Charlo because they say he talks too much and he's emotional. But you know what? I don't think he's emotional, but I think he channels it in the right way. He channels his emotion and turns it into passion, and that passion turns into the intensity that's allowing him to knock out Rosario and Harrison and Jorge Cota and Erickson Lubin and Hatley and John Jackson and all these guys. So, I mean, I love what I'm seeing from him. You know, hopefully I'm hoping next that he can add one more strap to this great collection he has, because he's earned it, man. This guy has really won and earned it, in a great and major way. You know, and Castaño, listen, Brian Castaño is not going to be an easy fight. If it happens, Castaño is going to come to win. He comes forward, he comes hard for 12 rounds, and I think it'll be a great fight. You know, so hopefully, like, look, PBC. Now that I'm thinking about it, PBC has never produced an undisputed champion. In the whole existence of PBC, of Al Heyman and Premier Boxing Champions, they've never produced an undisputed champion. So if Charlo wins this fight, he'll be the first ever, I think he will, at least in the PBC era, he'll be the first Al Heyman fighter in the PBC era to become undisputed. And if I'm wrong, please correct me, because I can't think of any right now, but I think he'll be the first, and that's major. So hopefully PBC, Al Heyman, Fox, Showtime, all parties involved, they can get together and not waste any time, because this shouldn't even be a question. Castaño, Charlo are both under the same umbrella. They both got belts. They're both top of the division. Make this fight happen for the fans, because I don't think Jermell Charlo or Castaño should be robbed of the chance to be the man at 154. Particularly in the case of Charlo, man. Like, right now, for me, I haven't done my pound for pound list, but Jermell Charlo would probably be on the fringe of making my top 10. He might be 10 or 9 or 8 or something like that. But like, him being undisputed would make him a clear-cut pound for pound fighter, because he's going and he's not just beating these guys. He's knocking them out in an emphatic fashion, and he's entertaining while doing it. He's bringing a lot of drama and excitement to his fights. So where there was once doubt and skepticism and even a lot of criticism from me about Jermell Charlo, I become a fan of his, and I'm looking forward to his next fight, whoever it's against, and I'm looking forward to his future fights, and I'm looking forward to seeing him at age 30, how his career develops, because this is a guy that isn't, you know, he might talk a lot, but he's put the work in. He's put the work in the gym. He's put the work in the ring. He's fought the best available opponents that he's had to him, and he's been entertaining while doing it. And I think if you're a fight fan, if you're a boxing fan, all you can do, and all you can ever ask for, is for fighters to be entertaining, for them to fight the best available competition, and to give the fans moments to remember them by, and Charlo's doing that. So I just want to make this video. I know he don't got a fight coming up. There's no news about him, but he posted this picture. I like this picture so much. You know, I decided, you know what? Why not make a video and just express the respect and and how much I like Jermell Charlo, like how much he's really won me over, man. I never thought in my wildest dreams I'll be sitting here saying that I like Jermell Charlo more than Jermall, but his fighting style, his attitude, his mentality it's contagious, man. And listen, I can proudly say that I'm part of the team, Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth. I'm going for him. I want to see him do it. I want to see him unify the division because a lot of times, especially here in the YouTube boxing community, more so in the YouTube boxing community than anywhere, American fighters have negative labels placed upon them: hype jobs, Amero bums, protected, whatever you want to say. This guy is not that. This guy is not those things, and you can't slap those labels on Jermell Charlo because this guy has fought, the best available opponents for him. The only guys he can really fight that he hasn't already knocked out in the division are like Julian Williams, who got knocked out by his brother, Jarrett Hurd, who I think he would knock out, and Julian Williams, Jarrett Hurd, and that's really it. Maybe a Tim Tszyu in the future if Tim Tszyu wants that smoke. If Tim Tszyu makes his way up there, maybe that could be a good fight. We'll see what happens, man. But that's not the video on Charlo. Just talking about why he's become one of my favorite fighters in boxing. He made that transition from being a technical fighter early in his career to being the most destructive force at 154. And to go from that to this, what he is now, you only do that if you put the time in the gym and you really pay attention to your craft and in the art of boxing. And he's done that, so he deserves credit for that, and he will continue getting credit for that for as long as I have a channel. So, yeah. Leave your comments down below. Take time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just Kip from Daniels. Until next time, take care, guys.